welcome back to my channel. It's so nice to see you guys again. Today I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me because I'm going to this kind of gathering party thing tonight, and then I wanted to talk about locks and how to start your journey and what you should expect and research and all that. So let's get right into it. So first I'm gonna go starting. Alright, so I've already washed my face. So I'm going to go in with this right here, this Curl Hydrotherapy Wet Skin Moisturizer. It was given to me as a sample, and I'm almost positive it's supposed to be used for like your legs and, you know, everything but your face. But it hasn't been breaking me out or anything like that. So yeah. Okay, so first I am going in with this e.l.f. Poreless Primer. So I started my locks today, as in this morning. I have had them many times before, but this is my first time letting somebody other than myself do them. So it's very interesting, it's new, and it's fun. Like, I've always loved locks. I've looked the look of them. I've loved, you know, just everything about them. So that is always what I've tried to, you know, do by getting them. And I've also used them like to help grow my hair out. Like, it helps my hair grow really fast. So it's really nice to have them. But I got them done this morning. I had an appointment at this like really big lock salon, and on Sunday my aunt, I was telling her about it and you know how much it cost, like, which it wasn't crazy, it was like $185, but at the same time it was, you know, pretty steep. And she was like, you know, your cousin does them. And I was like, my cousin? And it's a lady that works in a shop, in my aunt's shop, and she's one of my cousins, and she does locks. And so I was like, definitely. Well, I checked her out. I asked her what products she used, because you know we don't use products with petroleum, sulfate. We don't even do all that, you know. We keep it organic and vegan. So after she told me the products that she used and the method that she used and everything, I was like, okay, you know, a little bit of something what you talking about. Okay. So I went ahead and scheduled my appointment. I canceled my other one, and it was 4 days away. Like, I had been waiting a whole month. And then 4 days, you know, before the appointment was supposed to come, I canceled it. Which, I don't know. I feel like God was just like, I'm glad that, you know, he kind of kept me patient, because I was like, I want them done now. Because when I was scheduled, I was like, okay, I can do it this week. Next week, they were like, oh no, we don't have openings for the next month. I'm like, what? But I'm glad that I waited, and because now, you know, I was able to go to a family member, you know, family first. She's a really small business, and she didn't even charge me nearly as much as they would have, and it looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 360 for you guys. Yep, so that's it. And the style isn't too hot, just because this is her first time like doing styles. Like, most of the time she just, people will just say, oh, I want them, because she does, most of her clients are like older, so they just are fine with their hair being down, and you know. But I was like, I want a style, and she was like, okay, we can do a little something. She definitely stepped out of her comfort zone, which I appreciate her for. But yeah, it was super exciting. So I'm going in with the Fit Me Matte and Poreless Normal to Oily. A very bad oily skin, and honestly this doesn't really help. It doesn't mattify like it should, but that's okay, because you know, I have powder for that. But yeah, so my first tip that I would probably give about the locks is pray about it. You know, if you are a praying person, then you need to pray about it, because if you don't have patience, you better pray for some. If you want them that bad, you need to pray for some patience. You need to, really be wanting to be committed, because it's not easy at all. And, it takes a lot of patience. You have to want it. You have to, I think that self-love is a big one in it, because you're not gonna always look the prettiest with your hair. Like, you're gonna want to put some makeup on because you look like a dude or something one day, or maybe the dudes, they don't feel like their hair is long enough or at the stage that they feel like it should be and stuff like that. So I would definitely just say pray about it, for some confidence and strength in your journey, because it's a lot. You have to be willing and open. My next tip would be to do your research. I know if you've seen a lot of videos, you've heard a lot of people say, do your research, do your research, do your research. That's a big thing in it, because if you don't and you just kind of do it, then you won't know what size you want or what size works best for you. You won't know what kind of parting you want, because nowadays it's many different partings. It's not square anymore. It's not just normal size. You got thick locks, super thick locks, sister locks, small locks, mini locks. Like, it's everything. And then you have like C parting, fan parting, which I think those two are the same thing. Square, triangle, heart. Like, people be doing all kind of stuff nowadays. So you just have to know what you want to do before you do it. That way there won't be any confusion between you and your loctician. And they do consultations, so that's good. But sometimes, I don't know, they can be a bit much. Tip 3 would be to check out many different salons. So if you are wanting to go to a professional, then you need to check out many different salons. Make sure that you don't just like go to one. Make sure that you check out many, and you can also like just schedule consultation. So you could be like, I just want to schedule a consultation, and then see what they're about, see how they do their parting, talk about sizes with them, see what they have to say about it, make sure they're not finessing you out of your money, like make sure that it's all legit. And then if it is, then choose them, because you don't have to schedule the appointment when you're doing your consultation. Like, it's not mandatory. They'll try to get you to, but just be like, I'm not really sure yet. I'm still checking out some other places. And they'll totally respect you for that, because they'll want you to, know what you want, rather than just jumping into it and then not liking it and then wasting money. So that's definitely a big one. Okay, so my next tip, and this doesn't apply to everyone because everyone isn't able, you know. But my next tip would be, if you know what, if you, well, not if you know what you're doing, because I didn't know what I was doing the first times that I did it. But if you feel like you're comfortable enough to do them yourself, do them yourself. It's not hard. It's not even about practice, because I started mine with 2-strand twists. Like three of my sets I started with 2-strand twists, and then I think the other 2 I started with braids. So it's not hard. It's a simple just leaving it in and letting it do what it do. Now the retwist process might be a little tedious, just because you do have to make sure that you're not forgetting anything, and making sure that all of it is dry properly. That's something that was kind of hard for me, because it's like, I'll be ready to take it, go and do whatever I need to do. but then you have like clips in your hair and stuff like that. And you just have to make sure that it is fully dry before you finish. Because if not, then your style gonna start coming up. Like when she finished mine, I still had a few wet ones, so the style wasn't able to. She wasn't able to like work with it as well. She had to keep going in and like twisting it, and like she had to do a lot. So if you feel like you can do it, do it. Also, if you feel like if you know somebody that's like maybe your sister, brother, cousin, and they want to do it for you, and you let them do a couple and they do good, let them do it. Save your money, because honestly, they were gonna charge me $185 at the salon, but it just wasn't worth it. Like, you're just paying for them to keep the lights on, you're just paying for them to like keep their booths open and stuff like that. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth $185, and 165 of it was the locking process, which, yes, it does take time, but it really, like, the only way I could see someone needing to pay a lot is for sister locks. Like, those are definitely crazy. Like, anything other than normal size, which is probably like that finger, or maybe like, yeah, my ring finger, anything smaller than that, yeah, you'll probably want to pay a little bit more, just because they it takes a lot more time. But if you're doing like thick locks and stuff like that, there's no need for you to be paying over $100, seeing as they will be done quickly. And if you're getting coils, they should be even cheaper. Like, people normally charge more for coils, but it shouldn't be that much. It just shouldn't. Like, two-strand twists should cost more. Two-strand twists and braids should cost more than the coils, just because, like, coils, they're easy. You just twist the comb and pull. With the two-strand twist, like, you're having to go in and individually twist, and then with the braids, that's a whole nother thing. So if you have the opportunity to get it done by a family member for free, or at least for the low, do it. And if you could do it yourself, do it. It's even, I feel like it's much better when you do it yourself, just because you know the time and the effort and the consistency that you put in to your hair. Like, when you have somebody else do it, it may not be as important to you. Even though your money is into it, it may not be as important to you as it would be if you would have done it yourself. So I definitely suggest you doing it yourself if you can, but that's just me. When I was looking for salons, I have been looking for years. That's why I've just been doing them on my own, because I haven't really been knowing where to go. And I don't think we have many, well, not let me say I don't think, we don't have any near me. So there's one lady that does them, and she's like a family friend. But honestly, I don't know why I didn't go to her. I don't even know why I didn't look into it, because she did a really good job. I went to school with her son, and he's had locks like all his life, basically. So I knew that she was able, and I knew that she could do it a good job. I actually don't know why I didn't go to her, but I had her, and then that was literally it. Like, we just got a lock salon, and that was one of the ones one of the chain family salons that I was gonna go to. They had one in Arlington, which is like 25 to 30 minutes away. And like, I never had one that was super close to me. So it was like, I don't want to drive far. And I used to not be able to drive far, because when I was still in high school, that's when I really like fell in love with locks. There was these twins that I graduated with, and they had locks. Their locks went down to like below their behinds, and they had them like since they were 4, I think she said. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in love. And then my photography teacher, who sometimes I do photo shoots with, she had them as well. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love, you know. And they were really great people, and they would just always tell me how much they love them. So I would be like, I definitely want them. And just seeing them, just, you know, being able to see, and they let me kind of like play in their hair and stuff like that. I was just like, wow, this is what I really want to do. So that's why I was like, gonna I'm definitely gonna do that. So I had started them on my own. My first set, I started those out of 2-string twists. It was my first time. I didn't know anything about it. I think it was sophomore year, a little after I had met the twins and had been in my teacher's class. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna start these locks. So I started them, and I can't really remember how long I left them for, but I was in love. Like, when people say that it's like a spiritual journey, I definitely believe that. Now, not knocking my relationship with God, but just it just kind of made you tap into your self-love and your just your mental health and everything like that. Like, it made you realize that there are other things that you need to be worrying about other than, you know, some of the things that you were worrying about. Like, it just kind of made you tap into a whole nother, I don't even know. It just made you tap into like your inner self, and just made you really feel, made you feel differently. So yeah, I was definitely in love with them. I think I had them for about 3 or 4 months. But the problem with me is I have a really big problem with patience. I don't have any. I have a little bit. I've gained some over time and over the years and dealing with people. But as far as, you know, really having some, I don't. And so that was like my biggest thing. Plus, I love to switch up my style. I love to go from braids to twists. And I had just started my natural journey back again freshman year. So I didn't have too long of a hair, but I still had like a decent length, because my mom used to get my hair permed, and I was like, I can't, you know, I can't keep doing this. And then I started swimming, because I have been swimming all my life. But when I started high school and I started the team and everything like that, as soon as I jumped in the water, my hair started falling out. So I was like, time to go natural. So I did a big chop, like the same chop that I did, a little bit longer though. And yeah, I started it, and I was really happy. It was hard to do my hair at first. I was really confused, because all I knew was flat irons and hot combs and blow drying my hair daily, sometimes twice a day, maybe even three times. So it was like something very new to me. But yeah, I would definitely just say do your research, follow those tips. Um, you really just need to decide if that's what you want to do. Have some patience, you know, pray for some if you don't have any. I've always really been wanting locks, so I'm super excited that I finally got another set. Another set. Hopefully this one stays, you know. I'm hoping for the best. I'm super excited about this journey, and I'm gonna definitely keep y'all up to date, because I'm excited. You know, this is the first time I've ever let someone do my hair since I've used to get perms, just because I don't like anyone touching my hair. I just be afraid that they gonna like do something and mess it up, or I don't know. I just don't want anyone in my head, so I keep it at a minimum. At a bare minimum, which is nothing wrong with that. Like, everybody don't like being touched. Okay, so now it's time to go on to my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna start with this brush. It is the Morphe 433 brush, and this brush was my Real Techniques brush. It's old. I've had it for a very long time. I think I took it from my sister. So yeah. So I'm gonna go in with that shade that I used for my contour. I'm just gonna go in. Warm up my eye a bit. Okay. And I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm just doing something super soft and super cute. And so now I'm gonna go in with this brush, and I'm just putting this on my lid. Because I want to get that kind of glam look without going too glam, because you know I'm not trying to be uncomfortable with a bunch of makeup on. I'm just trying to do a little something. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this brush, and I'm just gonna go back in with my contour shade just so I can kind of blend out the harshness, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my gloss because I'm basically done. I'm gonna do my lashes last. I'm just going in with this e.l.f. plumping lip gloss. It's really good. I don't need my lips plump, but you know, it is a really good glitter gloss, so that's why I'm using it. So yeah. So my lashes are on. Super fluffy, super annoying. And now I'm just going to kind of go back in and fix my creasing around my mouth. You may not be able to see it. Like right there, right there. So I'm going to just take a little bit more foundation and go around my mouth. Okay, so this is the final look. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope y'all got something from this. And if you need some more advice, or if you have any questions about locks or anything like that, let me know, and I'll definitely respond in a timely manner. And I'm gonna also make some more videos coming up, so you won't have to worry about information, because I'm gonna make sure that y'all are aware of everything. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you all.
Yeah, you can go anytime. You just need to let